Alright, in these videos, we are going to learn how to convert number from other bases to base 10. So we'll consider this question. You having here, convert the following to a number in base 10. You having 103 base 5 and 1011.1 base 2 and 1003 base 12. Okay. Now, whenever we are asked to convert numbers in other bases to base 10, other base to base 10, we either use expansion method or we use repeated multiplication method. So in this video, we are going to focus on expansion method. We are using expansion method to solve this problem. So let's get into the first one. For this question, you have 103 base 5, and then you are asked to convert it to a number in base 10. What you do is that you expand. Using expansion method, you have to expand these numbers, this particular number in the power of the base. All right, the base here is 5, and the unit number, this is unit. When we are talking about this 5, this is a unit. This is a 10 of this. This is like the 100, right? The 100 unit. So in our normal counting, that is in base 10, this is 100 tens and units, and the power of 10, okay, when we are dealing with, if this number was in base 10, the power of 10 over here is 0, over here would be 1, over here would be 2. So you can just indicate that the power of the base, so the base here was 10. Now we are considering a number that the base is not 10, that the base is 5. So you have here 0, you have here 1, and you have here 2. So you have to expand this number. This is what you do. This is what you do. You have 1 times 5. What is the power? 1 times 5. The power of 5 at this digit is 2. All right. 0 times 5, which is the base. The power of 5 there is 1. 3 times 5, and the power of 5 there is 0. Okay. So what you have to do is that you have to work the power first. You have to work the powers. So if you work the powers, this is what you will have. 5 raised to the power of 2 equals 5 times 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. So over here, you have 1 times 25. Then, for this other one, 5 raised to the power of 1, 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5, so you have 0 times 5. And 5 raised to the power of 0 is 1. Anything raised to the power of 0 except 0 is 1. So you have 3 times 1. And then 1 times 25 is 25. And 0 times 5 is 0. And 3 times 1 is 3. All right, if you add it together, 25 plus 0 plus 3, you have 28. And our final answer is in base 10. Okay, the next one. Now for the second one, you are given the question 1011.1 base 2. Remember, you still have to indicate the power of the base. Here we are dealing, the base we are dealing with is 2. So for us to indicate the power of the base, we'll first of all look at the unit digit. The unit digit here is 0. This is unit. digit there. Okay, if you are considering this to be in base 10, this will be unit. This will be 10, this will be 100, this will be 1,000, and then here from to this side will be tens. All right, this will be tens like that. So here will be 0, and then the power here will be 1, the power here will be 2, the power here will be 3, and to after the decimal point to your right, the power of the base becomes negative. So to expand this, you're going to have 1 times 2, which is the base, and the power of 1 there is 3. All right, plus 0 times 2, 0 times 2, and the power there is 2. All right, plus 1 times 2, and the power there is 1, plus 1 times 2, and the power there is 0, plus 1 times 2, and the power there is minus 1. So what you have next is to simplify the powers. So you will have 1 times 2 raised to the power of 3 means 2 multiply itself. 2 multiply itself 3 times, and that is this times this is 4, and if you multiply the 4 by 2, you have 8. So over here you have 8, and then plus 2 raised to the power of 2 is 2 times 2, so you have 2 times 2, and that is 4. You have here times 4. So you have 2 raised to the power of 1, that is just 2, and then anything raised to the power of 0 except 0 is always 1. So 2 raised to the power of 0 is 1. Then plus 1. When you have 2 raised to the power of minus 1, 2 raised to the power of minus 1 is the same as 1 over 2, and 1 over 2 is 0.5. So you have here 0.5. Then the next one, you multiply 1 times 8 here is 8, and then you have 0 times 4 is 0, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 0.5 is 0.5, and then you have here is 8 plus 0 plus 2, 8 plus 0 is 0, plus 2 is 10, plus is 11, so you have 11 plus 0.5, and 11 plus 0.5 is 11.5, and this is in base 10. That is in base 10. All right, so that is how we convert number. That is how to convert number from other bases to base 10. Okay, let's consider the last one here. The last one is this. So the last question here is 1003 base 12. And in number base, any number greater than, any digit greater than 9 is denoted with a letter. Yes. So from 10 we have A, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and many more. Okay, so over here, this number here is 10. This number here represents 10. So what you have to do is to identify the power of the base at each of the digits. So this is a unit digit, so you have 0, here you have 1, here you have 2. So you are going to say a times 12. Our a is not just a, it's 10. All right, 0 times, and the power here is what? The power of 12 at that digit is 2. So you have 0 times 12 raised to the power of 1 and plus 3 times 12 raised to the power of 0. So you expand the power, simplify the power, so you have 12 times 12, and 12 times 12 is 144. So you have here plus 0 times 12 plus 3 times 1, because anything raised to the power of 0 except 0 is 1. And then what you have next is 144 times 10 is 1440 plus 0 times 12 is 0, and then 3 times 1 is 3. If you add it up together, you will have 1443 base 10. All right, that's how we convert number from other bases to base 10.